And this is Rita. We're obviously here to celebrate her leaving us.
I'm not going far.
Why don't you tell everybody what your next profession is?
I'm going to be delivering custom concocted margaritas by electric bike and or kayak. So if you'd like to get your orders in, let me know.
Thank you, Rita. Why, I was on the board a long, long time ago, and I remember when Rita came on board, and we were so excited to have her, and little did I know that she is actually an octopus. She's an octopus because she wears so many hats and so many legs. She can do everything. She can sew. She can nurse. She can be, well, if there's an award, a Nobel Prize for nurturing, it's for Rita. It should be for Rita. She's probably the most nurturing woman I think many of us have ever known. So we are dedicating our welcoming to our Miss Rita. Hit it.
Rita, Rita May. Love me, Rita, Rita May. Lovely Rita, Rita May. Nothing can come between us. When it's dark, I throw your heart away. Standing by a parking meter, when I caught a glimpse of Rita, filling in the ticket in a little white boat. In a cap, she looked on my shoulder, and the bag across her shoulder made her look a little like a military man. Lovely Rita, Rita May, may I inquire discreetly whether you're free to take some tea with me.
Awesome job, you guys.
Well, first I want to welcome everybody to get the ball rolling in this unprecedented COVID-sensitive drive-in retirement celebration for Rita Elsberry. But what Rita said was, I got her into this. I was on the board for about 12 years, and shortly after I was on the board, Rita and I go to St. Cecilia's Parish, and I went and made a talk to the St. Vincent de Paul Society. And Rita was there. There were about 6 people. After the meeting, Rita comes up to me and says, excuse me, she said, you know, that organization sounds interesting. That's the kind of place I think I could enjoy being on the board. I said, really? So my claim to fame in 12 years on the board was bringing Rita on. Not that I really brought her on, she brought herself on. So thank you, Rita.
Thank you, Len.
So we want to make a special thank you to Pastor Paul from Bethany Lutheran for lending this space and giving us this idea. And to the Parks for allowing us to have this stage here. So it's been wonderful to have this. This is Father Paul's drive-in Saturday evening service location. So thank you very much, Father Paul. Again, please tune in to FM 87.9 to make sure you can hear everything that goes on today. 87.9. We ask you to remain in your car during the program or the restrooms that are right inside the church. And if needed, please wear your if you need to get out, please wear your mask. This day was planned by Rita's very devoted board and staff. Even past board members would do almost anything for Rita, as they love her so much, including Dick and Marilyn Dearsley, as they sang Lovely Rita, Meter Maid. And let's give them a big hand again. Marilyn has been, like she said, has been involved with IVC almost since the very beginning. And then also a very special thanks to John McKenzie and Steve Stoley for capturing the celebration with photos and video. It can be shared with others that weren't able to come to the event today. To put Rita's role into context, the organization began in 1996 with a group of volunteers with funding from the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. It was channeled through the hospice of Kitsap County. Some of the founders are here today. Sue and Bob Kubler, Darcy, Marcy and Wayne Daly, and of course David Veterani, in the spirit of his lovely wife, Joyce. Rita served on the board for a number of years and then was hired as the Executive Director for IVC, and she served here for 8 years. During Rita's tenure between 2013 and 2019, the number of care receivers went from 84 to 280. The number of programs and services have grown from our core service to life enrichment, Flowers from the Heart, grief support, collaboration with the Senior Center on our Community Resource Navigator program, and other emerging programs. Rita leaves a healthy organization that is respected in the community by everyone. Without any authority, I'm not the mayor, so absolutely no authority, I would like to declare this day Rita Elsberry Day on Bainbridge Island. We have a few people that would like to make remarks today. So to begin with, I'd like to ask David Veterani, IVC founder and donor and husband to Joyce. And they had so many things in their home, everything from board retreats to celebrations to auctions. And David was the parking master. So thank you very much, David, for everything you've done over the years.
You're welcome. I've been given an impossible task. I've been asked to speak on behalf of Joyce. You can't compete with Joyce in any fashion when it comes to speaking, so you got second best. Some of this will be a repeat. Interfaith Volunteer Caregivers was an organization that was created by several of the religious institutions in 1996. So that's the origin or the essence, that's the beginning of this group. They saw a growing need to enable people, caring people, to reach out to the vulnerable neighbors on the island and meet important unmet needs. As was mentioned, Judith Lauterbach, who was a hospice Kitsap, saw the value of this and wanted to do establish a program on Bainbridge Island. So she was able to acquire, with the help of others, a Robert Wood Johnson Foundation grant that was channeled through hospice that enabled this organization to begin. The early board members were my wife, Joyce Veterani, Joan Tracy, who was secretary, and Dick Gregory, who was treasurer. And it was mentioned that Sue and Bob Kubler were board members at the time when this was, IVC was incorporated on April 29th, 1997. There were 30 caregivers, care receivers, and 4 volunteers at the time. And you just heard Lynn talk about the number of care receivers and volunteers that are now involved in this. Early volunteers included Beulah Downing, Sue Wells. The local faith community, as I mentioned, was the initial source of funding for this. But in 2014, the board members, and with community support, decided to change the name to Island Volunteer Caregivers, which was a much more, I think, embracing name that honored the diversity of all of those who were participating at that time. I know Joyce would love to have been here. I know that she's here in spirit, and she sends her love and greetings to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, David, and to Joyce for their years of making IVC what it is today. One of Rita's gifts was working with people in the community, and one of the organizations that she worked very closely with is the Senior Center. She and Reed Price have worked extremely well together, and I would like to have Reed come up and say a few words. Reed?
Congratulations and welcome to yet another transition in life, Rita. Who knows where this will take you? Obviously, you didn't know what was going to happen when you started here, and we're all grateful for everything that did happen. When I started at the Senior Center about 3 years ago, I didn't know anything about what I was doing. I had never worked as a director at a nonprofit or certainly in senior services. And one of the things that I want to speak about today is just the generosity that you all know Rita has. She immediately was happy to talk with me, to have coffee. We didn't go out for a drink or two. I didn't sit with a sister or two on the couch, but she was lovely as a mentor and willingly was ready to share the things she'd learned as director at IVC, and also to invite us to think of ways that we could work together, since there was a lot of overlap in our programs. And, you know, that kind of spirit is true of the whole staff. Lynn Murphy, who was doing life enrichment, was really welcoming to me and say, you know, what kinds of things can we do together? And as was mentioned earlier, I think one of the biggest collaborative things was working together to bring Katie Auger on as a community resource navigator. The idea of saying, you know, she has somebody who could understand some of the care receivers' needs, help lift those up, and then bring that expertise to the programming of the Senior Center. And that kind of ability to look at what the goal is rather than who's getting credit for it is one of the things that I think is absolutely remarkable about Rita. And I am sure that although I have enthusiasm for Laura, that this experience with Rita is something I will never forget. And it made my my first year at the Senior Center much easier. And although she doesn't think she earned it, I think she probably earned my Citizens of the Year award a year before I did, because she made me look good by being such a strong start at the Senior Center. I'm sorry you didn't get to march in the parade this year.
Oh, hey, I am relieved.
Maybe we'll do something in the future. Anyway. That's right. She's still in the parking lot. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Reed, and you do a great job at the Senior Center. So, as you know, most of you out here probably are volunteers. So, we want to invite Sandy White, one of our prime volunteers, to say a few words. And I don't know, can you keep it clean, Sandy? I don't know.
So, my little deal is called Driving Miss Rita. Ring, ring. Hello? Hello? Is this Rita Elsberry? Elsberry? Yes. Yeah, good. Well, good morning. My name is Sandy White, and I'm a volunteer for IVC. Yeah, that's actually Island Volunteer Caregivers here on Bainbridge Island. I understand you have an appointment today to start your new life. Yes, today is the 3rd. To 2 o'clock. You got that on your calendar? Would you want to look at your calendar? Let's make sure we're all going in the same place. I can call you back in a few minutes. Oh, you found it.
I'll pick you up about 1:30. That would give us plenty of time to get there. Is that okay with you? It's about 12 o'clock right now. Can you see 1:30? I'll be there. Is that okay? Okay. No, it is not raining today. It is a little bit cloudy. You will not need your winter coat. Yeah, my car does have a heater in it. So, and it's okay just to sort of show up. Yes, the car is a gray Honda CR-V. Gray. It started out gray. It has a little dirt on it, but it's still gray. It's the size of a sort of a small station wagon. No, I don't know what CR-V stands for. It's just my car. Yes, I do have a current driver's license. Yes, for the state of Washington. Actually, I just renewed it recently. And you are correct, I am a little bit older than are you. So, Rita, are you still using your walker, or have you sort of now graduated to a cane? Oh, good. That's progress. So, anyhow, here we go. Are we there yet? We're almost there yet. Do you recognize this location? Do you know where we are? Should I go in with you to make sure this is where you want to be? It is my understanding that Bill will be picking you up and driving you home. Are you aware of that? No, I don't know. Yes, I do know. Bill apparently will pick you up. He's currently at the casino playing. Yeah. And therein lies my driving Miss Rita. On a personal note, I'm going to read to you the first stanza of what some people call our second national anthem, America the Beautiful. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good and brotherhood from sea to shining sea. This is America the Beautiful, Rita the Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. So that was terrific. Over the years, we've been blessed and so fortunate to have so many wonderful members of our staff as well as the volunteers. The present staff can't be beat by any other nonprofit on the island or in the state, I don't think. We have just outstanding people that get along so well. And with Rita, they blended, they support each other. They've worked together for a number of years now, and I have never heard a crossword or any backbiting or any complaining about each other, just positive encouragement and reinforcement. So, great. So I'd like to invite the present staff, Lynn Murphy, Katie Auger, and Robin Gaffney, up to say a few words.
Can you hear me? I think you can. Whew. I'm Robin Gaffney, and I have had the absolute privilege of working at IVC with Rita for the past just a little over 7 years. Rita and I came on together 3 weeks within each other, and there we were in our little office on Erickson, working at Interfaith Volunteer Caregivers. And we didn't know each other really. We had been on the board a few years ago, but really didn't know each other. But we easily fell into a rhythm, and that has only grown and grown over the years. I am going to tell you, I'm going to miss her terribly. We do, as Len said, we do have a great staff, although it's not quite as perfect as he's saying. We do have things that we say to each other that that nobody else needs to know. But it's been a wonderful, wonderful working environment that I can't imagine ever replicating, except I think we'll just continue on, because Island Volunteer Caregivers is stronger, better than it was 7 years ago, and a lot of that has to do with Rita and her amazing ability to listen to our ideas that come. Some of them are a little harebrained, and then she knows to say no, but you know, to take a new program and go with it. And I'm just super proud of this organization. I want to tell you one quick thing about Rita that I know that none of you may know, but she has an uncanny knack for coming up with the weirdest passwords ever. So when I come up with a password, I'm not very imaginative because I want to remember it, and I tend to use it for everything. So I have one password, and usually my daughter's name is involved in it somehow. And yet Rita has probably 25 passwords. They're all weirder than anything. Like, we are going crazy, exclamation point, asterisk, number sign. And that's for something, and then you'll say, what is that? And she will remember it. So it's true. These guys can tell you. And that's just one of the many things we're going to miss, because maybe Laura has that ability too, but you never know. Before I hand the mic over, I do want to present Rita with something that was created by one of our many creative volunteers. Sally Nodell, who's a piñata maker, came up with this great piñata. Oh, here, great. Because as some of you may know, Rita is hitting the road with Bill in their RV. And so here it is. Happy trails, Rita and Bill. Anyway, we love you, Rita.
Thank you. Love you guys too.
So I have had the, wonderful joy of working with Rita and Robin and now Katie, but with Rita for the past 5 years, and I too, we all share the same emotion. It's going to be sad to leave her, but have her leave us. So it is with fond remembrances, however, of absolutely hysterical, tear-inducing laughter that generally was resulting from one of Rita's telling of one of her dreams, which you may have all heard of. Oh, and by the way, Rita, I did want you to be sure not to forget the Christmas cactus from the office. So in case you're involved in any of those strip poker games in your future retirement, you'll have that. But I digress. But also for her unbridled generosity in absolutely all things, her astonishing ability to get things done. So with that, I have taken some unmitigated license revamping, and I hope you'll all forgive me, this poem from poet Edgar Guest. To our lovely Rita, somebody said that it couldn't be done, but she with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but she would be one who wouldn't say no till she'd tried. So she buckled right in with the trace of a grin on her face. If she worried, she hid it. She started to sing. Oh dear, Rita. All right. She started to sing as she tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and she did it. Be it nursing, quilts, glasswork, or auctions each year, undaunted, she never said no. The challenges presented, she'd meet with no fear. As big-eyed, we all watched them grow. And her family, so generous, patient, and willing, good parenting, we thought to declare, but discovered the reason when in thus finding 'twas one bathroom they'd all had to share. With a smile and a plum, she's carried it all off, always with credit to others. Now to Rita we applaud, our hats we do doff as grateful and awe-filled observers. Happy retirement, Rita. So.
All right, I realize there's a mob of balloons right now where I am, so I'm just gonna try to get through this the best I can. When my amazing colleagues let me know that we were going to be speaking in honor of Rita, and I'm trying to think, you know, what would I want to say? How do I want to express what I'm feeling? And the first thing that came to mind is, well, I'll just get up on stage and sob for like a minute, and I think Rita will understand how I'm feeling about her leaving. No, it's been such an incredible joy getting to work with you, Rita. I feel like I absolutely won the lottery by getting to have you as a boss. Reed Price also gets to be my boss, or I get to work with Reed. It's such an amazing joy. And Reed, in about 30 years, whenever you retire, I'll plan on saying some really nice things about you too, but that's a ways off, so I'm just going to focus on Rita right now. But Rita, I think you're so amazing. I think, as Reed mentioned also about the mentorship, you've been such an incredible mentor to me. It's been this past year and a half since I came on has just flown by, but I feel like I have gained so much from all your wisdom, all your grace, all your kindness. You're just such an incredible leader, and I'm just so grateful. So I just want to say thank you. And I hope that I can get signed up right away for your Rita's Margaritas. So just let me know when you're up and running. And
Put you on my list.
Yes, please. Thanks.
Thank you so much, staff. You are terrific. So, Rita, we were so excited when we hired her as the ED, but we had no idea what she would be bringing with her. Her entire family. And those of you who have been to the auctions or been to any activities have seen her husband Bill, her children, her, the whole way down the line. They all participate. My wife Stella's on the board, and they've been having so many planning meetings for this. And about a month ago or sometime, they were talking about who was going to be speaking. I said, what about somebody from the family? And I didn't hear or know until yesterday when I saw the program that they did invite Bill to speak on behalf of the family. And I am so pleased because the entire family was so committed and supported Rita in everything that she did. So I welcome Bill Elsberry to speak on behalf of Rita and her family.
This is my first I've ever been around a microphone.
A little closer, Bill.
Closer? Oh, man. Okay. Hey, I'm not much of a speaker. I've never public speak before. So I had to reach out to our kids to kind of help me do a little speech. The same kids that, Rita taps for the auctions and every day. Rita and I met about 4 years ago. She was about, elbow deep or so in fish guts. She used to pull fish eggs in the cannery up in Alaska. It's come a long way since then. 41 years later, I guess I'm the first husband of Bainbridge Island Citizen of the Year. That means I have to sit in the back seat while she sits in the front seat, during her wave. Yeah, she's, worn a lot of hats, like everyone said. She's been, the daughter, sister, aunt, mother. She's been a nurse. She's been a court reporter. She's been a seamstress. Even worked at the bank for a bit. Back to hospice, which is one of the founders, I guess, of the organization. Well, she's got a huge heart, and it all has to do. I mean, I don't know, I'm tearing up. Anyway, she also, it helps. She's really smart too, a smart lady. So, I guess, I know, and that was hard doing. They'll put up. She conned all the kids into helping her out. She tapped all the wonderful boys. And Maureen, yeah. She had to throw the little girl in there, or baby.
Yeah.
She's so we have our tech support guys, we have our accountant, we have our journalist, and then we have all the sister-in-laws with graphic artists and lovely teacher and mother over there. I think I'm gonna, step on down. We'll take this little here RV and hit the road for a while.
Thank you, Bill. Wonderful tribute to your wonderful wife and your family who have done so much for our community. Thank you very much. So that's terrific, being the first husband of the first citizen. That's great. So we've been fortunate to have just wonderful board members over the years also. And we could not have a better board president than we do right now in Susan Lusk. I'd like Susan to come up and say a few words. Susan?
Wow, this is unique, isn't it?
I don't
Celebrating
think anybody
Rita.
else can say this.
Oh my gosh. Thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon. This is such a great celebration. So I have a couple things to say to Rita. So on behalf of the board, thank you for magically channeling our founders, really. You've done a beautiful job at it. And there's so many qualities that you've given as gifts over the years. One of them we've heard today, history on this island. I learned for the first time, many people probably know this, but Rita was born at the Winslow Clinic. I mean, I didn't know that before a couple of days ago, but I'm sure everyone else does. And didn't you intern with the same guy who delivered you?
I worked there when I was in high school with
Yeah.
one of the doctors I worked with later.
So, that kind of history, and then being involved in healthcare and hospice care for so many years really prepared Rita for what she was going to do with IVC. And then the second quality that other people have also talked about is heart. And so Rita really is a caregiver. And so she always has the care receiver in mind. And she's really worked tirelessly during this stint at IVC to keep an eye and a heart on the community and understand where the gaps are in services to our care receivers. So really taking the time to focus on what the needs are and how we can build programs that better serve. So that's the heart. And then there's the family. Like Bill said, the family has always been there for us in so many different ways, in the auction and in calling up and understanding system issues. And it's unbelievable the amount of resources they've given us. And then, so with all of that, Rita, I just want to thank you on behalf of the board for all your amazing leadership. And not just leadership, but patience, because as someone else talked about, we can be like herding cats, all of us, the board and staff and care receivers and volunteers. And you've found the way to harness all of that into really meaningful programs for the community. So, finally, I want to say congratulations to you and to Bill, who's retiring. And as I started to think about it, retiring seems too passive a word. It seems, I don't know. When I think of Rita, I don't think of her really retiring. I think of her maybe recreating a life after IVC and a long career with her family. So I really hope and wish we all do a very happy retirement. Recreation. Now, it's the gift portion of the program. And I wanted to start out by being especially supportive, because all of us would be recipients, of a hat that Rita could wear while she is delivering her margaritas. So that's the first.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Who's the woman that wears the hats with the fruit on it? Carmen Miranda. We have other. Yes. Oh. Okay. So the first gift is a memory book that so many of you contributed to of all Rita's time here at IVC. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And the next gift has a real story behind it. At last year's auction, I think it was Carol got the idea, and Stella, the whole team basically, got the idea that we should put Gary and Barb Ames up to bidding for the puffins painting that that Rita so dearly desired. Oh my goodness, guys! Oh.
So this has been sitting in Stella's home for the last year or so.
Oh, I love
and
it.
we have all pitched in.
Oh, thank you so much.
And it's a John Paul Jones painting, of course.
Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, that's very special. Thank you all.
You're welcome.
Wow.
All right, now it's more entertainment.
I don't have to sing, do I?
Oh, you never know. It's the Von Krapp family singers.
Oh my gosh. Woo. Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys are so funny. Oh my
Hello, I'm
goodness.
Debbie Griffin, a friend of Rita's who has gone on many kayaking adventures with her and a group of folks here on the island. And one of the things that has happened, you've talked about Rita's open heart and how she does things tirelessly. And in moments when you're paddling against the wind and it's been a long day, Rita and I, known as the Von Krapp sisters, might break into melodious tune to serenade our group and raise their spirits. And we thought today we'd have an extension of the Von Krapp sisters. You all have the words to this song, So Long Farewell, in your program, and we would love for you to join us. Rita is being donned in her Citizen of the Year garb that her sister made for her after she...
Thanks, Noelle.
And so, without further ado, please join along.
Okay, start with the music.
So, oh, with the So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu. Everyone at IVC will miss you. Everyone is feeling kind of blue, but we are all so happy for you. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Crazy Rita is the one to admire. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, our dear. Now we hear she's Citizen of the Year. She's done so much, she's without compare.
This friend of ours is one who is so rare. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Auction planning would make mere mortals cry. The auction planning starts the prior fall. Just like Rita, her family all shows up and works real hard to raise some big bucks for the children. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. She camps, she hikes, and kayaks in Hakai. She rescues kayaks in the middle of the night. She plans, she cooks, and even builds a fire. Of helping others, she never seems to tire. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good luck. We'd love to give you some big hugs. This COVID time has been real yuck. When it's over, let's run amok. So long, farewell, we'll send you on your way to sleep real late and then get up to play. Go spend some time with your grandbabies and drink a bit of wine, maybe. Crazy Rita, she is our good friend. We'll be with her until the very end. Goodbye, our friend. Good night. Nice job. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Von Kropp singers. Terrific. So it's time to hear from our guest of honor, Queen Rita.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, I don't even know how to begin. This is beyond belief. I mean, I was joking when I said, am I going bungee jumping? But this is way more scary than that. But truly, I'm overwhelmed. I am just completely flabbergasted by what you all have done. And I just can't say enough about everybody in this organization, involved with this organization, in whatever way. I have been able to work with the most amazing people over these last years. First on the board for 9 years, I got to meet just wonderful people that really excited me about what was happening here. And then when I took the position of the ED, I was pretty kind of intimidated and not sure what that was going to look like, moving from the board to the ED. But I felt nothing but support and love from everybody. And, I just want to say, working with Robin and Lynn and Katie and everyone has been the best job in my life, because they are the most giving, caring people who just go out of their way to think about others and to make my job easier. And I just always knew, no matter what, I could depend on them. If I needed anything, if I was having a hard day, if I was feeling challenged, I just knew that I had this fabulous group behind me. And all of the board members who've been amazing to work with. I've never worked with a board like this. I've been involved with other nonprofit boards over the years, and I cannot say enough about these guys. And for all the past board members who have just supported me and, you know, really cared about not just me, but all of the staff and the people we work with and volunteers. And I mean, what an amazing group of volunteers we've had who just have gone over and above what has been asked of them, especially during this time, which has been so difficult for everybody. And these people have come out and said, what can we do to help? And just tried to make life better for everybody. And I'm so grateful for that. And then all of our donors and supporters and people who have made it possible for us to keep doing this work. We couldn't be here without all of you. And I just am so grateful for your support and caring for our community. And then all of our care receivers. I've met so many cool people over the years that I just have enjoyed so much. And I'm looking forward to, as I'm not in this role any longer, being able to be a volunteer and spend more time with people in that role. And I hope I haven't left out anybody, but if I have, I want you to know I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. And last but not least, my family, who I couldn't have done this without them. You know, they have just given so much in every way to help me out, to be supportive, to, you know, make it possible for me to do what I do. And especially Bill, who's put up with so much from me over the years and and just been there for me. And I love all of you guys, every one of you. And I just am so, so thankful to have had this time at IVC. And I hope that we have many more years together of fun and laughter and just working together to make Bainbridge Island such an awesome place to be. So thank you, every single one of you, and for all the work you did to put this together. It's amazing. I don't think anybody has had a retirement like this. This is so awesome. Thank you.
So I want to, before I introduce Laura, I want to say thank you for everyone who was involved in planning this. It was, you know, we knew Rita was going to retire for a while, but we didn't really know what we'd be able to do. And so Lynn really spent a lot of time. Amazing, amazing job. Lots of creativity and fun. So thank you, everyone who's been involved in the planning. Raise your hand if you've been involved in planning this. Yes. Great. So now I'm really excited to introduce our new Executive Director, Laura Van Dyke. She was recently promoted from volunteer to lead parking ambassador and now to Executive Director. So Laura, after a 25-year career, shifted from a focus on transportation engineering to social justice, and that was in 2013. She was moved by a story about Partners in Health, and then really pivoted to social justice at that point and worked with Partners in Health. So she brings that background, the solution-oriented background of engineering and experience in the nonprofit world, and also has a deep history, 32-year history here on Bainbridge Island. So her and her husband Joe have raised their 5 kids here. And we had a working group that put together all the job descriptions and all the interviews, and we are so excited to have Laura here. So welcome to Laura.
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Laura. I have the great privilege of inheriting this fantastic organization. What a joy, right? To come into an organization. I was already a volunteer, and it is grown, and it's in such a good spot right now, even though we're in the middle of COVID, which is crazy. But the ability of this organization to pivot and to continue to provide the services, the much needed services to our neighbors I'm just in awe of all of you. And I've had the pleasure of working with Rita over the last about 5 weeks or so. And I'd like to say that the breadth of work that Rita does is a lot. And I'm just telling you in case you don't know. So we've been doing, I think, a fantastic job of documenting and figuring out how we can best replicate all of the fantastic work that Rita does. And I'm thrilled to be a part of this team. I look at the team I inherit also, and the board that I inherit. And so I just feel so lucky to be a part of this group. And I just want to thank all of you for all you've done for IVC. And I can't wait to meet many of you in person, which will take a little while, but if anyone wants to Zoom with me or just get to know, please do. I am so excited to meet all of you and just see what our future holds. So thank you very much. Oh, absolutely. Okay, so my husband Joe. Hi, sweetie. So you'll get to know him very well because, he's my right-hand person. So, he'll be at every event. So there you go. And then I wanted to send out a really quick, big thank you to Deborah for the fantastic cookies. So if you got a cookie, let's say thank you to Deborah.
Thank you, Laura. So we were going to have everybody drive by here, but we can't run over these cords. So we're going to ask Rita to go down that end, and you follow the directions of people going by Rita to say goodbye. So thank you all for coming today, and keep volunteering for IVC. And we're excited about Laura, excited about all the caregivers, the care receivers. Let's just continue to make IVC a special place on this island. So thank you all for coming. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. And again, thank you, Rita.